Hello to my Capricorns. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Let's get right into it. All right, Capricorns, let's do it. Let's see what's in your cards. Okay, we're coming in for the home stretch. This reading is for Wednesday, May the 21st through Wednesday, May the 28th, which is going to push us right past the new moon. We have a new moon on the 27th of May. So mark your calendars. All right. So this is going to affect your feet all the way up to your pineal gland, your third eye, right? So the eye of God, right? Right. Something has opened up your third eye. See what you didn't see before, right? All right, so let's get right into it. Let's get into it. There is greatness in me. So now somebody is saying that there is greatness in them. Somebody may not have seen it before, but somebody is going to see it now. All right, let's pull an angel number. Let's pull an angel number. See what's in your cards. This card is going to jump out of the deck. 3, 2, 1, boundaries. Yeah, so it's okay to set limits. You need to set a boundary. There are those who take too much, and your angels are reminding you that you don't have to let them. It's important to say no to what harms you. Think of a boundary you can set today, then put it in place. You have the support of your angels. 3, 2, 1. So when it comes to people that you love, somebody needs to learn how to set boundaries. That green right there lets me know love. When it comes to people that you love, somebody needs to learn how to set boundaries. So something happened when it comes to somebody overstepping boundaries. So somebody's third eye is now open. So seed was planted and that thing grew and a boundary was crossed, it looks like, and you all are rolled by Saturn, the boundary planet. So it's like a boundary was crossed. All right. Possibly by an organization that somebody somehow maybe couldn't rise above judgment. Somebody could have felt like they were being judged, you know, but that has come to an end. Something has come to an end. Somebody may have heard something about somebody as far as music was concerned and felt like they were being judged and couldn't rise above some kind of judgment. So somebody had some kind of an obsession with something. Somebody heard about somebody having some kind of an obsession with something, and somebody just could not rise above some kind of judgment. That somebody was determined to, bring out some kind of darkness, some kind of a lie about somebody. And somebody fell for something hook, line, and sinker, just like the hook of a song. So something is closed out. Something is closed out. Something has come to an end, and somebody could be asking why. Somebody could be asking why now. So somebody that you love, something, because 7 of Wands now means that something has come to an end. 7 is something has come to an end. And somebody could be asking why. Either you're asking why or they could be asking why. Because judgment is coming down on something. Because somebody has enough information about something. Something that was, yeah. Somebody was obsessed with something. And yeah, he was yeah. So somebody was like, so somebody was like meek as a lamb. I mean, and just putting you and somebody in survival mode about something. Like two energies were like putting you and somebody in survival mode about something, and yeah, being shady. Like somebody was being shady about something, was sending a message of being shady about something. But anyway, there's greatness inside of you. But source is saying somebody crossed the boundary. Somebody said something to you that crossed the boundary, or said, you know, about somebody that you love. Um, and you know that they work really hard, or you work really hard, or somebody's saying that, that's something that, you're a hardworking person. Like, I mean, everybody knows that you all are hardworking people, but I do know, I, I saw a Capricorn put a comment on a video one time, say, I'm not a hardworking Capricorn. I must be one of the lazy ones. Okay, maybe there's an exception to the rule. Okay, there's always one. There's always one. Okay, so maybe that's the one Capricorn on the planet that's lazy. Okay, I give you that. Anyway, there's always a little jokester, but anyway, it's Saturn. So during somebody's Saturn return, um, somebody knew somebody was working, during Saturn return. Somebody didn't stick up for somebody or something. Somebody, some kind of Saturn return, somebody knew that somebody was working and working hard, and somebody just let somebody cross a line. So, so yeah. Anyway, so we're just trying to let the prayer warrior come out. Something brought out a prayer warrior in you, right? Not a warrior, but prayer warrior. That somebody is like somebody felt like something was their way or the highway. And so Source is saying, when it comes to something that you want, when it's something that you want, and people are being shady, and you've been working hard for something, and Source is saying boundaries. It's okay to set limits. It's okay to just breathe, take a breather, make some connections, think, make some connections in your mind. Think about it. Like, okay, wait a minute now. Okay, how does one thing connect to the other? Like, some dots are not connecting here. Something is not connecting here. Somebody being shady. Somebody being shady about something. Do these people work together? Like, does somebody know somebody? So somebody is at some point felt like somebody was able to connect the dots from the past. That somebody was being dragged into something that just did not make any sense. At some point, somebody was able to connect the dots, maybe through lamenting over something, or at some point, somebody was, able to start connecting some dots. Now that the past is behind you, now that you're in hindsight, now somebody's able to connect the dots. Now that somebody's like I say hindsight is 2020. Now that people are starting to talk, and maybe people are starting to say, okay, That's why I talk about drinking your water, getting some air, pouring into yourself. But see, I'm looking at this right here. Taurus must be somewhere in someone's inner planets, whether it's your sun sign, moon, and I'm talking to everybody with Capricorn in their birth chart, talking to my cross watchers as well. It must be somebody's sun or moon. It could be somebody's rising, somewhere in the inner planets where someone is just fixated on not pouring into themselves. Somebody must be pouring out so much to everybody else that if you forget to pour into yourself, you're going to keep having these hindsight moments. Almost like you have to keep having these tower moments to get it, right? And you don't, that's the last thing you want, to keep having tower moments before you get it. Pour into yourself, because you're going to keep having people to keep rushing you, and keep having these tower moments before you realize, oh my God, what is wrong with me? you're just dehydrated. You can't think, nothing can grow because you're being rushed constantly to you can't even process your emotions. It's almost like somebody is just dehydrated all the time. It's like a person who is so stressed out and so weighed down, you can't even think straight. Like look up the symptoms. Like while you after you finish watching this video, look up the symptoms of a person who is dehydrated. So now somebody's on top of things. Now somebody's on top of things. Now somebody's getting more structured in their thinking. Now somebody's like, okay, I'm getting my water every single day. I'm pouring into myself. I'm taking my showers, my baths. I'm drinking my. It's almost somebody had to be forced into being a prayer warrior and recognizing that there's greatness inside of you. In hindsight, after being dragged into something, here we had the King of Wands. Yeah. Now you know that Source has your back, right? You're not looking for somebody else to have your back. Source has your back. Yeah, you're not letting somebody else wear your skin. In other words, letting somebody else speak for you. You speak for yourself. Somebody being shady towards you or lying on somebody else or whatever the case may be, you're like, I can speak for myself. You know there's greatness in you. You can pray. Speak for yourself. You was working on such and such day, and somebody don't need to speak for you. None of that. Hard working words, but you getting dragged into something. No. Uh-uh. So now somebody is wide awake on top of things. And like I said, Saturn return is happening here, and somebody's learning how to rise above some judgment because judgment is coming down on, some energies. But something is coming back around. Something is coming back around, right? Judgment is coming down on two energies. Yeah. So who were just obsessed. Some energies were just utterly obsessed with bringing judgment down on you or somebody else. Somebody felt like somebody was meek as a lamb and wanted to put you in somebody. And when you think about meek as a lamb, throwing the lamb out into the wolves, like basically like getting tossed out into the wolves and survive and fend for yourselves, with all of these lies, getting thrown out into the jungle, basically. You're getting thrown out into the jungle, so all of this energy being put into something. Source is saying somebody is learning how to wake up real quick that Source has your back and recognizing that there's greatness in you and learn how to set boundaries. Learning how to set boundaries and wake up. Learning how to set boundaries and wake up. Because somebody was determined. And this is what I talk about in my cards here, talking about duality here. Talking about duality here. When people are determined to enlighten you about things, right? Learning how to rise above the judgment and not throw stones at people in glass houses because everybody has glass house. It's like this person has this woodwind instrument in their hand, right? Like the Pied Piper. So it's saying there's even duality to that. This little cat right here, Shadow, right here. Everybody has shadow work to do because we're born into darkness, right? So whatever family you're born into, people can think their family is perfect all day long, but nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. So that's what Source is trying to say. It's like whoever thinks their family is perfect, somebody else is going to think their family is better, right? So, yeah. So it's saying somebody now has this, some ideas, a new project, learning how to willpower before you're judging other people, or you think you're under somebody else's judgment. So it looks like somebody was being sarcastic with somebody or judging somebody. So yeah, somebody was judging someone else's, someone else's 11th house, someone's friendship circle, someone else's goals, someone else's future, someone else's humanitarian efforts. Somebody was judging someone else's technology, um, someone else's hopes, someone else's goals. I mean, like somebody felt like somebody wasn't, creating fast enough, or they wasn't making money fast enough, or they weren't working hard enough, or, like they were lazy, sleeping around the house all day, you know, wasn't setting boundaries. Like somebody's learning how to not be under other people's judgment if they're judging you, thinking that you're sleeping too much or that you're lying about something because you're not moving fast enough, you're not answering questions fast enough. Again, boundaries. Somebody's learning how to set boundaries and respect other people's boundaries. When you hear stuff about people thinking that, as far as other people's Saturn return, if you know people are working hard, I mean, talking about family members, loved ones, if you know people are working hard 16, 17 hours a day, and you hearing people, oh, they just doing nothing, they sitting around the house. So here we have Empress card. Yep. So somebody's getting ready to start speaking up. Somebody's getting ready to start speaking up, working harder on themselves, to rise above the judgment. Yep, third eye. That's what we talking about here. Third eye. So you don't have to feel like you have to physically fight. I mean, you may like working out in the gym and getting stronger there, but also third eye. Third eye, third eye, third eye, third eye. Working on your third eye. Third eye strength. Getting on top of things. Prayer warrior. Prayer warrior. Getting into prayer warrior mode. Yeah, because somebody's somebody's starting to think about like their future. Somebody's really starting to think about like parenting, and starting to think about, like your legacy. You're starting to think about like when your family goes out into, if you have kids, you're starting to think about like other people judging your family and people being obsessed, people trying to get familiar, but familiar spirits can be dangerous. They just get a little bit of information and just take off running with it. Or people who are trying to align themselves or create with your family, and so it takes all kinds to make the world go around. So source is saying to you, people are trying to get familiar, sometimes even your own family members. So anyway, here we have deepening. So there's the black cat right there. So once you're on earth for enough lifetimes, your old soul will begin for non-grasping, detachment, and surrender. They bring the peace of God. So that's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. All right, bye.